full of stories. He is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy.
Hi, folks. Hey, it's Sty Story Sunday. Good to see y'all. Hey. Oh, always awesome. Sty Story Sundays. I like Sty Story Sundays. Well, I like my Around the Campfires, too. Yeah, they're pretty fun. I got to shout out the folks that are out there in the chat, as usual, right from the get-go. First one that popped in was Sheba B. Hey, Lori. And she said, I'll be back in 2 hours. But yeah, she come in early. Yeah, she wanted to be first in the house. There she is. She picked the right seat. See, get in there, get the closest seat to the front, right? And then there's Kathy. Awesome. Kathy Gahan, it is so good to see you. She said she'll be right back. Yeah. And then there's me, Dibble, saying, I may be on my, I may be on, I may not. It's too hot to sleep. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It got warm today, but not unbearable. And then there's Metal Music. There's Metal Music Maniac. Lost in the cornfield. This is another way of saying, if you build it, they will come and go the distance. Yeah, he's a lone philosopher. Love it, Metal Music. And there's Kimberly Ferris. Love you, girl. It's great to see you. Yep. And Sheba, Lori got back. She's back there. Hey, Cody. Oh, good to see you. It's great to see you. Oh, Samantha Lee. There's my sweetheart. Oh, yeah. I wish I was a teenager. Yeah. Because then I could come right out and admit I got a crush on her, man. Because if I say it now, they say, oh, that old fart. Yeah. But if I was a teenager, boy, I'd be all over her. She's sweet. She's a sweet gal, man. Talented, smart. Yeah. Hey, Mark J. Larson Outdoors. It is so good to see ya. So good to see you. I saw you earlier, but it's so good to see you again. Yeah. Cheesehead. Hey, Cheesehead Chris. I'm not coming back. He has a habit of making promises he never keeps, right? We all know Cheesehead for what he is, right? Yeah. Yeah, Native Coots has got a giveaway thing she's doing. So yeah. Um, so there we are. I got someone in the basement. I'm going to pull Liam up because I need to take advantage when I can chat with people whenever I can. I got 2 weeks from today. I got 2 weeks from today, and my whole life changes for quite a long time. So, oh my gosh, there's someone else out there. Why isn't he showing up? There he is. There's Owen. Owen, my grandson, just got married. He just got married on Friday. Congratulations, Owen. Your grandpa's proud of you. You got a beautiful wife. You take good care of her, she'll take good care of you, buddy. Yeah, there's Mr. Fulton reminding us for about the 50th time that his birthday is on July 20th. It's his 23rd birthday. What an old fart, right? Mr. Fulton, you old fart. And Anthony Bressler just slid into the house. There he is. Great to see you, Anthony. Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to pull this character out of the basement. Don't leave him sitting down there. There he is.
Evening, y'all.
Good evening, y'all. Y'all.
Yeah. Fulton's 23rd birthday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got T-shirts from concerts I attended before he was born.
Yeah. No shit. No shit. And I see someone in their 20s saying, "Oh, it's my birthday. I'm starting to feel a little older." Oh yeah, shit! I'm 3 times that. What the hell are you talking? Don't even use the word old. You ain't got the right. You're so far from old that it's some bitch. To be 23 again with the things I know today. Oh my God, I'd have a hell of a good time. Yeah. Well, I had someone at the cancer center when I was going there doing that stuff, kind of asking about my family, you have children, blah, blah, blah. And I told them, yeah, I got 4 children, and 2 boys, 2 girls. And they said, oh, how old is your baby, the youngest? I said, well, that'll be one of my daughters. And I said, she's 40. Say what? How old is the oldest? I said, well, at that time, 45. When we were talking about it, at that time, he was getting ready to bump up a notch. But she goes, oh my gosh, you got 4 kids and there's just like 5 years there. I said it's closer to a 6-year span, but if you just look at it on a year-to-year basis, it looks like 5 years. Yeah. I said, we got it all done and out of the way. And then we quit so we could retire when we were in our 40s. Did I get to retire when I was at 40? No. I didn't get to retire until I was 62. So, hey, we got Bradley Whitworth is in the house. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. I think you can tell just kind of by my persona and my attitude tonight, I'm doing very good today. And I've had more good than bad days for the last week. So knock on wood, it keeps going that way. Steph Van Dan, it is so good to see you, brother. Hugs right back to you. Oh, it's so awesome to see you. I'm going to see you, man. You and I are going to tag up next summer. There's no reason for me not to come over to Minnesota and see it. So we'll tag up next spring and make plans to meet up. Gotta do it. But yeah, so Running Water, he spent a week dinking around waiting for his truck to get fixed. Then they said, oh, we got you all set up. You got a load on Friday. And you got that. Yeah, that. And that all got screwed up. None of it is because of him. He's just sitting there patiently with a thumb up his butt saying, I want to get on the road, guys. Come on. So his company made him driver of the month because of his safety record and performance, blah, 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 which is cool, which is cool. But yet the world sees that he's driver of the month, but in the background, they're screwing him over by not getting his truck back on the road, not getting him loaded and down the road. Yeah. So I'd like to introduce the driver of the month that isn't doing anything.
Well, let's see. The secret is, in order to have such good safety scores,
Yeah.
the best way to do it is don't go anywhere. Just stay parked. And you'll be the safest driver in the country.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I had told them before the show. I said, yeah, they give you Employee of the Month for safety, that you're such a safe driver. I said, right now, the way things have been going for the last week, the only way you'd get hurt is if you fell out of your driver's seat because the truck ain't moving. You'd have to fall out the driver's door. Well, when you've been climbing in and out of that damn thing for 1,000,000 miles, you don't make that mistake anymore. So he's got a perfect safety record because he's never put at risk anymore. That's, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Shiva B, saying congratulations, Running Water. Ain't that cool? And he got Driver of the Year, which was really, they're a big outfit. They're a big operation. And for him to stand out and get Driver of the Year was awesome, man. I loved it. I loved it. His company, though.
Yeah, they'll make good on it for my downtime, my
Right.
layovers. I'll get paid something for it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to be. They didn't just throw you out to the wolves or nothing,
No.
but I was going to say the company is like any other company. There's things that, you get hiccups and crap, you got to deal with. Well, I have to say, Running Water let the company know that I was hospitalized and got that diagnosis of cancer, and company told him, take some time off, man. They sent him home for a week, man. And it was cool because he was able to come and bring me home from the hospital. It was awesome. It was that the company would do that. But what was really awesome is about less than a month later, I get this basically a take care of yourself and wish you the best card from his company. And it's loaded with live signatures of people from his company I have never talked to, never met. For them to give a shit and do that on their own accord, that's a good company. That's a good company when they care about not just their employees, but the employees' actual personal life also, and that was, I got that card. I already got it stashed away. That's an awesome souvenir for me. I mean, to have a big outfit like Chief recognize that I'm ill and they're wishing me the best and all the prayers, blah, blah, blah. And they don't know me from Adam. They just know that I'm Running Water's dad. That's all. That's all they know me for. But yet they went out of their way and did that. That was so cool. That was so cool. But yeah, I have to tell you, this has been one hell of a busy week. I got our wood splitter all fired up and did a video about splitting wood and ended up splitting all the cut wood we had out there. It was too much fun. Well, so I go out there and that day with all the yard work and splitting wood, I put 4.5 hours in. And earlier in the week, I had mowed the lawn and done all the mowing and crap and changed the tire on the lawn, riding lawnmower, and yeah, just active as could be. Then, yesterday, I got a wild hare. I jumped in the old Sty ride, my old King Ranch, and hit the road. Put 186 miles on yesterday, running around the Chequamegon National Forest and going to my old campground that I hosted last year. Did a walk through there. And my host site isn't a host site anymore. Anybody can use it. There was nobody in it. And there was only 2 campers. Well, actually 3 in the whole campground. One of them was in our walk-in site, which is way the hell off away from the campground. But the 2 in the campground, one of them comes walking down to site number 6, where I spent 6 months last year. And he says, "Everything okay?" And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I just heard you down here kind of grumbling and cussing, and I thought maybe you had a truck problem or something." I said, "Oh, no, I'm grumbling and cussing because I wish I would have hooked my travel trailer up behind the truck today and brought it with. The fact this site's open, I can't believe it. I cannot believe there's nobody in it on a Saturday, and that the campground was so terribly empty. Right now, the cancellation rate for all the campgrounds in our forest here, Chequamegon, the cancellation rate is 50%. Half of the reservations are being canceled. People are just canceling. They can't afford the transportation and food costs to go camping. That's what most of them, their response, because they ask them, "Is there a reason, that you had to cancel that you could disclose to us? We just want to make sure to make folks happy. And is it the rates or whatever?" And they said, "Oh, no, you haven't changed your rates." "Oh, no, they're not going to." Well, the Forest Service is keeping its rates, for crying out loud. But they can't control the rest of inflation. And that's what everybody's saying is the inflationary costs are prohibitive and they just can't go. That's why they would typically camp, is because of the cost savings. And this year they're not seeing those cost savings. It's actually costing them 1.5 times or more the cost to go camping the way they did last summer and the summer before, So the campgrounds are pretty bare, This time last year when I was down there, every campsite full. All of July and August and half of September. It was rare that I had an open campsite, even during the week. So something terrible has changed. Hey, Freeman James, there's your uncle there running water. He's saying congratulations, Owen, out there. Owen, that old married man. Yeah. And again, I gotta say, that boy's getting me to Rochester in 2 weeks. That is so awesome that him and his wife are gonna give this old boy a ride to Rochester. It's gonna be with stopping, because we ain't gonna drive the whole trip without at least one stop. With stopping, it's going to be a 5-hour trip down to Rochester. It's a straight drive through is 4 hours and 43 minutes. So I just figured 15 minutes for a bathroom stop or to put fuel in the car or whatever, and we got a 5-hour trip. Yep. Thank you, Step Van Dan. Thank you. So yeah, 8 hours. I was outdoors yesterday for 8 hours. It was enjoyable. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I stopped at the local Quick Trip, loaded up on all kinds of fattening, calorie-packed snacks. And yeah, I was eating all damn day and having a hell of a good time outdoors. Getting it in while I can, because 2 weeks from today, that all comes to a screeching halt for at least 2 months. So I'm trying to get everything I can in. Now that I can eat, I've got a wonder drug, lidocaine. If I have any esophageal discomfort, I take a syringe of that stuff, squirt it in my mouth. 5 minutes later, I can eat shit. I can eat anything I want. And I have been. This is the 7th day that I far exceeded the 3,000 calories that they want me to take in. And I was really whining even last week that I don't have room in me to get 3,000 calories in. Well, I figured it out. I've been working at it, and my stomach is stretching and stretching. And it's allowed. Guess what I had for dinner before the stream tonight, folks? You ain't gonna believe this shit. Now, mind you, I spent 10 months eating nothing but tomato soup, sipping it, getting about 800 calories, 600 to 800 calories a day. That's it. Now I'm getting over 3,000 calories a day. This evening's dinner, and I'm not there yet. Dinner helped get me to the 2,000 mark, just right at the like 2,100. I think I'm at, but that I got some real fattening stuff that's gonna get me over that 3,000 before I go to bed tonight. But I had 2 quarter pounders with cheese. Ouch. Wow. 2 quarter pounders with cheese from McD's, right? Well, that wasn't good enough. So I also had 10 McNuggets, order of 10 McNuggets. I had those 2. So I ate the 2 quarter pounders, the 10 McNuggets, and I ordered a medium fry with that. And I ate those. The calories on this crap is insane. The quarter pounders with cheese, they're 500 calories a piece. That's 1,000 calories right there, eating 2 of them. Well, then, I couldn't believe it. The McNuggets aren't as fattening as you would think they would be, being they're deep fried. They're only 200 calories for a 10-piece McNugget. I was kind of disappointed when I found that out. I got right from McDonald's. I got their website where I can go in there and see the calories for every single thing they got. They'll even tell you how many calories a quarter pounder with cheese is if you say, well, I don't want any mayo and I don't want it, or just say, I don't want mayo on it. They'll tell you the new calorie adjustment. Or if you tell them, I just want a quarter pounder without cheese and no mayo, they'll give you the calorie for that, or with or without. So you don't miss any calories. They're disclosing all of them. And it's like, if I were them, I'd be quiet about some of these. Burger King is better yet. Oh, a medium French fry. That's not big. A medium. 333 calories in just a medium fry. Holy but Jesus. The fact that it's 100 calories more, a medium fry is 100 calories more than the 10 McNuggets. 130 calories more. That's insane. Them French fries, those are fattening, man. Those are fattening. I'm glad I got those added up. The other day, I had a Whopper with cheese. And I had a 10-piece chicken finger and a large onion ring. Well, all of that together came to 1,400 calories, those 3 things. I should have gone with the double Whopper with cheese. A regular Whopper with cheese, 790 calories, man, for just that sandwich, 300 calories for a 10-piece chicken fingers. The double Whopper with cheese, that's insane. 1,061 calories. It's 300 almost 300 calories more just for one meat patty added to it than a regular Whopper with cheese. All they're adding is one more meat patty. So those meat patties are worth 300 calories a piece. Wow. I should get 10 of those, just the patties. Tell them, yeah, I'd like 10 Whoppers without anything, just the meat. Bring them all home, all 10 of them, put them in a little cake pan and smother them in gravy and stick them in the oven, heat them up like a meatloaf that's already sliced. And just eat the whole damn meatloaf. There we go. I got my 3,000 calories, one sitting. But yeah, I have no problem eating anything. Last night I ate about 2 pounds of frickin' grapes, sitting there snacking on them watching TV. And popcorn doesn't agree too much with my esophagus, the husks and stuff. Yeah. But I found its replacement, Honey Nut Cheerios. 2 cups of Honey Nut Cheerios, 260 calories. 260 calories in 2 cups. Oh no, 280, because it's 140 each for each cup. 280. 280 calories for 2 cups. That's not a lot. And you just sit there and eat it like popcorn, man, while you're watching whatever you're doing. So, yeah, I just keep shoving it in, man. And I told myself, do it as much as you can now, because you ain't going to be able to do it in 2 weeks. You're not going to be able to eat that way anymore for the rest of your damn life. So this 2 weeks, man, food better look out. Better get the hell out of my way, because if you get in front of me, I'll eat you. I'll eat you. Here's another update. These things? Sorry if it interrupts the conversation once in a while so I can light up. This is the last of them I got in the house, this partial pack here. And I figured it out. It'll last. It'll get me through the stream. And 1 or 2 after this stream will be left, and I'll finish those up before I go to bed tonight. And as a daily regular smoker, that ends as of tonight. I go full out cold turkey tomorrow. I will not have a single cigarette. If I can help it, I will not have a single cigarette until I've gone through the surgery and through my recovery. Then I'll be like a social smoker if I smoke at all. It'll be, have one every 2-3 days kind of thing, just it'll be for the pleasure of having it, not because I got to have my pack a day, If I have one cigarette every 3 days compared to a pack a day every day, sometimes a pack and a half a day, yeah, that's a big life change right there. So yeah, the smoking goes out the window as of tonight, the end of tonight. So big changes. Big changes. The running water's coming home next week. He'll be home. Well, he's hoping to be home Wednesday evening. Looks like it might be Thursday.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And then he's home for a full week. So he won't be going back out on the road till the following Thursday. So that's cool. I got him home for a week. I got a couple of, he's lucky this trip. Yeah. He really put in effort last time. So yeah, he was busy. We didn't get as much PlayStation time as we typically do, because we had little projects going last week, the last visit. This one, I just got a couple little things for him to do that will take him no time at all. I mean, anything that I want his help with, add it all up, less than an hour for his 7 days home. So he's got a lot of packages to open up. You haven't gotten much mail this period. I got a cubby all set up where your mail goes. It's not as much, about half, of what you typically get. So not as much junk mail and stuff, The But looking forward to him getting home. Looking forward to him getting home. The Well, we're at the Sty story time. It's half hour into the show, and it's time for the Sty story. And the Sty story tonight. Okay, here it is, guys. Here's your Sty story for the night. Lost in a cornfield. This goes back when I was just a kid. To my best recollection, thinking back, trying to put an age on it, I was either 6 or 7 years old at the time. And I was staying out at my grandma and grandpa's farm. Well, that was typical. In the summers, I'd stay out there for at least a month every summer. And some summers, I'd be out there for almost the whole summer break from school. And the only time I get away from there is for us to go on the family vacation. Otherwise, I'm on the farm with grandma and grandpa. Well, this one particular year, I'm out there all alone. Some years, a cousin of mine, a few of my cousins at times would come and stay on the farm for a while. They never stayed as long as I did, but they'd come out on summers. And this particular summer, there's nobody out there, you know. And it's late in the summer. It's before we're getting to Labor Day, before school starts, but just before. Well, my grandfather had quit being what you would call an active farmer, where he wasn't planting crops, he wasn't running cows, he didn't have dairy operations, didn't have any of that big stuff going on. He's just raising some of his own chickens, and he did have hogs. You know, he raised hogs. And so he leased the farmland out. So he didn't have to work it. He still got paid for it. You know, he still made money off of it by leasing it out to other farmers. Well, the guy he leased out the majority of his farm to, the guy was thrilled because my grandfather owned darn near a full section, 1 square mile. And this guy put 3/4 of that property in nothing but corn. If you got up in the hayloft of the barn and looked out over the property, it looked like that damn corn just went on for miles and miles. Tons of corn. And I was there all summer that year. And I'd go out there and I'd run through those cornfields between the rows in July. The old rule, knee high by the 4th of July. Well, at 6, 7 years old, that's armpit high. You know, but you could see over all the corn, and you could run out there, run through those rows, and then you could cut through the rows, and you could run around because you could see the farm. You know, you could see the farm over there. You couldn't get lost. No way in hell. Well, I found out the hard way. My grandpa pissed me off. He disciplined me for something bad I did. Well, okay, I deserved it, but it still pissed me off. So I told him I'm going to run away. And he said, well, you better run fast because if I catch you, you're getting a razor strap across the ass. I said, oh, yeah, I'm out of here. I grabbed a little pouch of goodies to eat on my trail. I'm leaving. I'm running away. So I took off the wrong way. I ran into that corn. Well, it was all right when I ran for 15, 20 minutes down a corn row right through the middle of that property. And then I could hear my grandpa yelling for me. And I looked back, and way down that corn row, I could see he's walking down that corn row. He's after my butt, all right? So I cut across the rows. Not a smart thing to do. Cut across the rows, went down another row for a while, cut back the other way, went down a row, and then back. And it didn't take long where all of that corn, the way it was planted, some of it was running east and west. Some of it was running north and south. Well, I'd cross into different sections where the roads were going the opposite directions. I didn't know where I was in that square mile. I couldn't believe it. It's like in the description. When you're 4 feet tall, approximately 4 feet tall, don't go wandering off into a cornfield that's 8 feet tall. I couldn't see any landmarks, nothing. I couldn't see power poles, nothing. To figure out where's a road, if I found a road, maybe I didn't recognize it, it would take me back to the farm. I couldn't see the farm. Well, my grandpa knew damn well I'd be within that square mile. He had my uncle and himself and 2 of the neighboring farmers. They each took one of the 4 roads that went around that square mile. And they just drove back and forth on that road real slow, waiting to see me pop out of the corn. And then they give me a ride back to the farm. Well, like a dummy, a couple times, I found a road. And I get out, and here come the vehicle. Oh, bullshit. Turn around and run right back in the corn. And then I get my ass lost again. And I'm walking in circles all over the place in that corn. Find another road, popped out. That one, the second time, it was my grandpa. And he had just gone past where I came out, and I'm looking, I'm going, oh, that's Grandpa's car right there. I don't want him to catch me. Well, I was too young to understand, what are the odds of him looking behind him and off towards the corn, He might look in a rearview mirror or something, but if I don't come out on the road, he ain't going to see me. Instead, I ran back in the corn, got lost some more. And I'm in there wandering all over the place. My grandpa laughed about it when I finally got out of the corn. I came out way I heard cows mooing. Well, there was a local farmer that leased some pasture and the barn, and he kept dairy cows there. And I could hear those cows mooing, so I just kept heading towards the cows. And sure enough, it brought me out into that pasture, and then I could see the farm. I could actually see the farm. And managed to cut across that pasture, get to the barn, and then from there up to the house. And I go into that house, and my grandmother, she said, oh my gosh, you look terrible. Well, I probably did. Because, I took like an apple and some cookies, and I had this little Boy Scout aluminum canteen with me, and I drank that within the first hour or so. I had no idea how long I was out there. And my grandfather sitting at the kitchen table laughing his butt off. He's looking me up and down, he's just laughing. He goes, so you must know every square inch of my cornfields out there by now. I said, I couldn't tell you where anything is out there because all that's out there is corn. And it all looks the same. Corn looks like corn. When you take a turn, it's more corn. Take another turn, it's more corn. It's just corn, 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 corn. And you can't say, oh, I've been down this row before. Because after you run around for an hour in there, you're lost. So finding your own footprints doesn't matter. You can't follow them out because you've been running around in circles all day anyway. Come to find out, I was out in that cornfield for almost 5 stinking hours. My little legs were shot, man. I could hardly walk. I was so beat, wore out. And I thought to myself, what do I do if it gets dark And fortunately, when I got out, it was about an hour or so, not much more than an hour before sunset. And my grandfather was already arranging to get about a dozen guys, and they're all going to go about 4 rows out from each other, and they'll just walk the fields, flip over and walk them back, until they found me. They knew they could find me, but he didn't want to put that much effort into it. Riding around in the car looking for me on the roads was one thing, but having to walk the whole section of corn was another. Well, so he thought it was funny. He said, "So what did you learn?" I said, "Well, I learned that there's different kinds of lost." And getting lost in the cornfield is all on its own. There's nothing like it. And I said I was afraid it was going to get dark, and I didn't know what I was going to do for the night. Well, my granddad, he's a farmer, but he knew his outdoors quite well. The next day, he took me over to this one corner of the cornfield near the house, and he showed me. He says, "You ever get stuck out here in the cornfield, here's what you do." And he showed me how to peel the leaves down off of the stalk, get a good pile of those, and how to pull all the corn stalks together and lash them so you got cover, and how to chuck the leaves off of like 1 leaf or 2 leaves off of every stalk of corn around you, and you throw them down on the ground to lay on. And he says, and you just stay put, spend the night. He says, in fact, whoever's looking for you, it'd be easy for them to find you because you're pulling those stalks across the row. So when they're looking down the road, they'll see that blockage on the row and they'll head right for it. And there you are, sleeping in your little corn shelter. And he said, "You would have been pretty hungry by the time we found you in the morning." And I said, "Yeah, I would." He says, "And you wouldn't have to be, because the corn right now at this time of year is just perfect. You could have picked it green right off of the stalks and ate all you wanted." They said, "It's nice and tender. It's sweet. It's not mature yet." How the hell is a 6-year-old supposed to know that stuff, right? But I did learn kind of the hard way that if you're 4 feet tall, don't wander into 8-foot tall cornfields. It's not a wise thing to do. Not a wise thing to do. The only thing that I saw as a benefit is there's typically nothing out there. Birds and crows, that's all. Yeah, there. Otherwise, the occasional groundhog you'd see run through. That's it. There ain't no big bad creatures out there. But I think about that, getting lost in the cornfield, and the very first time I watched Children of the Corn, Stephen King's Children of the Corn. I'm glad I had never saw or heard that story before I got lost in a cornfield. No. This child would not have wanted to be there. So there you go. Lost in a cornfield. It happens. You got to be careful. Don't think it's smart to run away to somewhere you've never been. And that's a cornfield that's bigger than you are. Much bigger. You wouldn't think you could get lost like that in just a normal cornfield. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. I think that was the most lost I've ever been with all my outdoor adventures, was when I was a kid and got lost in the cornfield. At least I gave my grandpa a good chuckle. Scared the shit out of myself, but made him happy. There you go. There's your story for the week. That's the one that came out of the hat. So, you want to, running out of you're aware, all over this neck of the woods and the corn belt, all over the corn belt. Almost every farmer's putting in dang corn maze these days. And people think the corn mazes are wicked. Go out there when the corn's still green and it's 8 feet tall, even as an adult, and just go walk out into a totally unknown field full of corn. Make sure it's at least 80 to 160 acre size. Walk out there, estimate about halfway, and then start cutting across the rows back and forth, walk at a diagonal through the rows, and then try to come out where you came in. Have fun. Have fun. You don't need to build a corn maze. Just turn them loose out there. They'll screw up. Those corn mazes, I get a kick out of those. I've seen a couple that were pretty ingenious, where, yes, they did a good job. Lots of dead ends, and get into some where they'll spiral in on themselves, and it's a dead end. It's like, oh my gosh, that was a long hike in here. You got to come all the way back out. Yeah, interesting. Hi, way to son. Good to see you, girl. Yep. So, what's everybody up to this evening? Everybody must have survived the 4th of July weekend. I was looking at the weather today. That's why I thought I could get that tire on the tractor today, is because the day started out perfect, man. Just partly cloudy. A cloud here and there. Very little. And then when it stormed, I opened up the radar app and took a look, and I go, in the whole stinking continental United States, there's only about a half a dozen places in the whole country that there's any rain going on, and it's small little isolated stuff. It's not big storm fronts or anything, except here. What the hell's going on? Why is it attacking us up here in northern Wisconsin and Minnesota? Something ain't right. It's all coming out of Canada. I think the Canucks are sending it here, yeah. The way too son. So when is your surgery? If they do the surgery, it'll be on July 27th. It'll be on probably the morning of July 27th. I would think it'd be morning because they're talking 8 to 10 hours, that surgery taking. So Way Too Soon says we're getting ready to eat supper. And then saying ham and beans with cornbread. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, the way I'm eating lately. Oh, yeah, I'll sit down the ham and beans and cornbread. Yeah. Oh, Lori's pain meds are being switched around, so she's kind of so-so. Yeah, that's the thing with the pain management. If they adjust your pain meds, especially if they switch them, you go off of one and you go on to a new one. Yeah, you just don't feel right for a while until you finally nail it, See, and that's another thing I'm not looking forward to, is I have very minimal pain right now for the last several days. And I rarely have to do anything to treat it. Lidocaines to deaden the esophagus when I'm feeling discomfort and maybe a little pain, and that's it. But that's only for the next 2 weeks that I'm going to be that way, because oh my gosh, the evening of the 27th, it's a whole new world of pain. They told me, they said, well, you had open heart surgery, you had your whole sternum opened up. They said, you remember the pain levels you had with that? And I said, oh yeah, that ain't fun. It wasn't fun. I got through it, but it wasn't fun. And I said, so is that what I can expect? They said, yeah, plus 50%. I said, say what? So it's going to be 50% worse than that? Yeah. Well, you're going to have 3 surgical procedures done on you, 2 large openings, and your ribs spread in the one. Yeah, you're not, no. But they said, believe it or not, just over the last 6 years, the pain management is much better. They said, you're not going to suffer that much. We're going to make sure you don't. They said, we'll get you through it. We'll keep you numbed up really good. I said, that's good. They done this in the hospital and not help me while I'm home because of this is painful. Yeah. Well, and that's it, is if you're alone most of the time and you're going through those pain issues and you're trying to do that pain management, make that change and adjustment, it's not a fun place to have to do it, or way to do it. If you're under their care at the hospital, they can help you stay a lot more comfortable because it's real time, yeah. Couldn't remember. I was thinking it was tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. No. I've got 2 more weeks. 14 days from today, I head down to Rochester, and then 2 days of clinical crap, and then the 3rd day surgery. Yeah. There's E-Waste Mike. And what does he say the minute he walks in the house? He could care less about the rest of us. Bean! Bean! Yeah. He likes Bean. Well, everybody likes Bean. In fact, yesterday at the campground, talking with Travis and Stephanie and the girls down there, their one dog just unstuffs anything with stuffing in it. Like they got these hedgehogs with a squeaker in them. Well, they're all full of batting, stuffing. Dog gets just a little hole in that thing and manages to pull the stuffing out of that little hole. And I was laughing watching the dog, and they said, that dang dog does that to every toy he can get its paws on. And I said, Bean's the same way. It don't have to be much of a hole. And you would believe the crap Bean can pull out of one of them stuffed things. I said, there was one trip you guys were home after you left. I found stuffing remnants all over the downstairs. Bean was having a hell of a good time. And then I found what he pulled it out of. This tiny little stuffed Christmas tree. And he created all of that stuffing. And it was like, how'd they ever get that in there? Bean got it out, but how'd they get it in there?
Well, you have to make sure you keep things like rolls of paper towel out of reach.
Yeah.
Or toilet paper. Don't thread that.
Yeah. Well, it's too much fun, man. He can't help himself. I thought about that with him when I saw that he was a unstuffer like that. I thought, I bet you he raised holy hell with a roll of paper towels. So I always make sure that I don't have one sitting in the living room or anywhere where it's convenient for his access, and in the kitchen, keep it counter height or higher, because we don't see him in the kitchen. And the one thing I did notice, if he's unstuffing something, he's quiet about it too. It's so subtle. You don't know that's what he's up to. So yeah, he's a sneaky little bugger. You have a very good night there, way too, son. Oh yeah, gosh almighty. Yeah, I'm gonna run this. Ah, ha, ha. E-Ways Mike says, I'll send Bean a case of toilet paper to play with. Don't tell him go ahead, Run Water. He'll do it. No,
uh,
he.
no, because
Yeah.
that the whole thing is you don't want him to get it into his head that it's okay.
Right. That.
to-
Yeah. We're not going to be teaching him. Go for it. Here's a whole case. Have fun. No way. No, don't teach him that shit. We'll
it's
have.
like him attacking my sandalwood beard brush.
Yeah. Chewed that beard brush all the pieces.
Like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's true story.
Mike says it's not his problem that Bean's a toilet paper eater. That, and we have to deal with it. Mike, no, it's not his problem. Yeah, nobody's got time for this. So I can get this out of the way. I'm going to run my members little clip. It's only 50 seconds long. So hang tight, guys. We're going to run this because I got to shout out my members every night. And it only takes a moment. We'll be right back with you. Bunch of great books there. Help keep the channel alive. That's awesome. Hey, Berna Corden. It's great to see ya. Thanks for stopping in on Sty Story Sunday. It's awesome. Yeah, so I've got this Thursday around the campfire we'll be doing, like usual. Then I've got Sunday, another Sty Story Sunday. Then the following Thursday, it's not going to be a conventional round the campfire. It's going to be a farewell for now live stream, because that will be the last live stream I do potentially for 4 to 6 weeks while I have the initial recovery. If I live stream any time within a week of the 28th of July, just so you're aware, that one I will probably actually age restrict, because I'll be livid, I'll be totally honest, and there's times it may not sound too pretty, because if I can live stream that very first week, that means they gave me the bad news from the PET scan that the cancer has traveled through my body and it's incurable, and they will just send me home to bide my time. So I would do a live stream within probably a week of getting that news. And like I said, it would be pretty livid. And it'd be sweet and sour live stream, that one. Because if I get that kind of news, yeah, I'm not going to intentionally try to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. But like I said, I'm going to just be telling it the way it is, man. I'll be talking about things just the way they really are. And I don't give a damn if YouTube likes it or not. So I'm hoping that they don't give me that kind of news because I don't want to have to do that kind of live stream. Oh, yeah, Justin. Yeah, yeah. Me too. Praying that it all goes as planned. And I'm keeping a positive attitude about it. Yeah. Because to me, right now, the indicators, symptoms, blah, 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 is an extreme improvement, actually. I just weighed myself this evening before I ate, and I'm at 154 pounds. I started out at 141. I had gone up to 143, and then I dropped 2 pounds, and now it's been upward since then. So the fact that I've gained about 13 pounds in 2 weeks, that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. I got 2 more weeks to go. If I gain another 13, even just 10, that'll put me at 164 pounds, 164, 165. And they said they'd prefer to see me hit at least 160. They said, we're still going to do the surgery even if you're above 145. They said, if you're above 145, we're still going to do the surgery. But they said, you'll recover so much better if you're in that 160 range or better. And I'm just going to keep eating the way I am. And I think I can hit that 160 plus mark before surgery. And that'll make the surgeon happy. It'll make my chemotherapist really happy. That doctor, he's just like, he wanted to put a feeding tube in me right away. You ain't getting enough nutrition. We can't let you lose any more weight. And he says, you're trying so hard, but you're just not gaining weight. I said, well, let's just keep moving ahead, If I don't lose ground, And I started losing ground, well, then the symptoms started going away. Now I can eat. It's paying off. It's paying off. I only have one disappointment in the moment. I ate the last of my watermelon that I had cut up last night. And I was on the phone for 4 hours with my daughter today. I didn't get the second tire on my tractor. I didn't get any of the yard work done I wanted to do. And I didn't get to cut up another watermelon. So I'm out of watermelon, man. I tell you what, don't stereotype me because I love watermelon now. Yep. 50 Shades of Sty, right? But no, I love my watermelon. I have a minimum of 2 cups, and it's usually 4 cups of watermelon every day. I just love it. But I didn't cut that melon up quick enough that I had it all replaced in the fridge. I get down to 2 containers and I cut up a watermelon. And I get 8 new containers in the fridge that are 2 cups each, and then 2 4-cup containers in there out of 1 watermelon. That's quite a bit. Because I get about 22 to 24 cups of watermelon per watermelon. And that, I hate to admit it, but that only lasts a week. I go through a watermelon a week, man, a big ass watermelon, 1 person every week. I was surprised to find out that one of my doctors said, you just keep eating that watermelon. It's good for you. It's providing some hydration, and you don't drink enough. So I like that you're adding that hydration. Well, then I had someone tell me, you should not be eating that much watermelon because it's a diuretic. It makes you actually hydrated. because you pee it out. You pee out more than you take in. So I asked my surgeon about it. He said, I don't want you to take my word for it. He got on the phone and he gets their dietitian at the Mayo Clinic on with us for that visit. And she said, the only reason that watermelon has been rated as a diuretic is if you eat too much of it, it's so packed full of fiber, because that's all watermelon really is fiber and water. So the fiber will cause you to have diarrhea. But you can't have diarrhea without water, lots of water. So it's stealing the water from the watermelon to combine with the fiber to make it diarrhea. So if all you did was eat watermelon, yes, you could dehydrate from it because of the diarrhea you would get from eating just watermelon. And I said, oh, I think I'm safe. And they said, why is that? And I said, I don't pee any more often now than I did when I was, well, I can't say in my 20s because with all the beer I drank, yeah, I don't think I'll ever pee that much again. But no, I'm normal as far as that goes. And I have normal bowel movements because not only do I love watermelon, I love smoked string cheese. I love cheese curds. I eat a ton of cheese, man. I eat so much cheese right now. So it's like I'm normal. It's like my digestive system is normal. It's just enough fiber that I never have to worry about being constipated, but it's not so much that I ever have to worry about diarrhea either. So I'm normal, which means I get to keep all that watermelon water. So yeah, but I've had a couple people say, no, you can't be eating that much watermelon. It's a diuretic. It's going to dehydrate you. Not true. She says she has a problem with that because anytime I get hold of an entire gallon of watermelon, it's gone in 24 hours. Yeah. That's one thing that upset me. Next time you're in Walmart running water, take a look at that crap. You can buy one of them big ass watermelons for $4.68, right? For $4.83, you can get a little tray with about a cup and a half of diced up watermelon in it.
Yeah, you're paying for the convenience.
Huh. It ain't that freaking convenient. Yeah, you're right. You are right. But no, I had to think about. No, it ain't that convenient. I'll cut up a watermelon before I pay them $5 for a little tiny tray of watermelon. No, I'll cut that. I'll butcher that big bugger. Yeah, all the melons I've gotten in the last month, they've been good ones, man. The rinds aren't very thick. A lot of great watermelon flesh in there. I hope they stay that way. And to my advantage,
Well, see, that's the way my luck usually goes. Is you get a 10-inch watermelon and 5 inches of it is white rind.
Yeah,
it's got those little like baseball-sized chunk of bread.
Watermelon, yeah. In fact, you were just a little guy yet. You were only probably about 2 years old. I was raising these baby sweets, and they were about that big, not very big at all. But those, when you cut them in half, the rind was maybe a 1/4 inch thick. It was almost like the red flesh was almost to the green, There was hardly any white rind in there at all. And those dang things were so freaking sweet. I mean, it was like pure sugar and great watermelon flavor to them, but they weren't easy to grow. You had to babysit the hell out of them things. And the first year, I think I had 8 plants out and I got like 9 melons. The second year I did better. I almost tripled the number of melons after getting a few pointers on how to take care of them, babysit them. The baby sweets, yeah, they're babies. You got to babysit the damn plants so that they produce well. Shiva says, I pee like a racehorse when I'm eating watermelon. Yeah, it's quite a bit of, it's quite a bit of fluid you're taking in when you eat watermelon. My surgeon, and I'm going to take them up on that. My next trip to Walmart, I'll probably pick up 2 or 3 cantaloupes. He said, alternate watermelon, cantaloupe, or mix them, He said because cantaloupe is denser, doesn't have quite as much fluid in it as the watermelon, but it's also got a higher nutrition rating on it. So he says, try to mix it up, use a little bit of cantaloupe to make it up. And the honeydew melons are good too. But the problem with honeydew is they're almost impossible to rate whether they're ripe or not. Some of them you get, and the whole damn fruit is hard. And it's like eating a damn apple, crunch, crunch, crunch. And the next one you get, there's nothing different about it externally or the sound of it or nothing. You cut it open, and it's just nice and tender and sweet. So the honeydew, for me, has always been hit and miss whether I get a good one or not. Cantaloupe seemed to be a little easier to determine. But I found with the watermelons this year, I always sound them, tunk, 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 And you can, if you do it often enough, you get to where there's a certain sound they'll make if they've got cracks in the fruit inside, in the flesh. If there's cracks in it, that means that the watermelon grew too fast and then it was subjected to drought for a while. So it contracts. And when it contracts, it cracks and it ends up with hollows inside. Doesn't hurt the fruit, doesn't take the flavor away, but it takes a hell of a lot of the moisture out of it. And you sound them, and if you get that almost an echoing deep dong dong, there's an open air spot inside that melon that don't have flesh in it. It's those ones that sound nice and solid. Dong dong dong. Yeah, I'll take that puppy. You cut right through the heart of that, and it's solid red. Oh yeah. But these damn melons, we don't. I was going to look around and find your new machete. Because the damn knives we got don't reach across a melon. They just don't make it quite across them. But that machete, dunk, yeah, that's done. Dunk, dunk. There we go. Now I can slice it. Before wax, and off I go. Somebody would walk in the house, and I'm standing in the kitchen with a machete with a bunch of red stuff on the end of it. Yeah, now we're going to have the cops at the house. Yeah. What's he doing?
That's why the Girl Scouts don't visit anymore.
Yeah. Why don't the Girl Scouts come here no more? Oh boy, think of the devil. He gave me 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies quite a ways back, and they're sitting up on that shelf in there. I think I'm going to have to go grab one of those tonight. Yeah. Wow. Because I wasn't able to eat them damn cookies. And I hated looking at them, so I moved them up the shelf. But they're sitting there just waiting, calling me out now. Cookie, cookie, come and get me. Have a cookie. Yeah, you got the coconut caramel ones up there. You a box of Thin Mint ones, and then
I ate the whole box. So,
oh, it gone.
I got them earlier today. I had it
I
before Bean got to them.
well, we got rain tomorrow and the next day, Monday and Tuesday. You're coming home Wednesday, but I figured it out that I can get yeah. I get the house stuff I really want at least done before you get home. Done tomorrow. Kitchen squared away tomorrow because I won't be able to do anything outside. And then I can what the heck? Technology pisses me off. It had to tell me that I have a new appointment, but it doesn't tell me with what doctor. And I told them, give me pre-notice so I can tell you if you're giving me an appointment on top of an appointment, you know. Oh no, them buggers. Yeah, tomorrow 58% chance, and Tuesday 58% chance. And tomorrow looks like it's pretty much so through the day, the whole day. Tuesday, it's the first half of the day. Then it's hardly any chance at all after that, Wednesday and Thursday after you're home. So that's kind of cool, you know. Oh, it goes up a little bit on Friday, but it's overnight showers Thursday and Friday. So
I don't
looks
mind
like
if it's overnight.
yeah, looks like it's going to be a good, a good week for you to be home. The I thought we were supposed to get some heavy thunderstorms tonight yet, but I don't see any. They haven't issued any advisories or anything.
I'm hoping to get that little bike registered. So
Yeah.
Get those tanks and stuff mounted out there and then take it off a little
Little ride around the
adventure.
Yeah, we get that thing squared away. That'd be nice. I might get to take one or two rides on it, out and about just before I go into the hospital, because then it'll be over 2 months before I can ride it again. I'm thinking this fall, it'll be kind of in October, I'll be able to ride again probably, and then I can take that trail to Iron River, Wisconsin, and the tree changes the colors, everything. That'd be nice. That'd be kind of cool. Strap the old GoPro to it, and bam, there you go.
The doctor would really love it if you showed up on that.
What's that?
I'm sure your doctor would really love it if you showed up on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why. Yeah,
It's my elderly scooter.
yeah. Oh, I wanted that electric bike I tried to order tonight, and they wouldn't take my damn payment for some reason. I just don't get it. That card works fine anywhere else. What the hell's going on where it's not taking it online, And then there was a time limit on ordering it, and that's expired now.
Well, I wonder if it wasn't just that they had hit their cap for orders. but
No.
didn't have a closeout programmed in. Because I've had that happen to me on lightning deals on Amazon,
Oh,
where
yeah. I've had that happen on Amazon.
it shows there's some available, but there was orders already in, and it just hadn't
Right.
updated on the app or the site.
See, Mayfair, that's the nice thing with Mayfair, though. With them, they're very accurate. You can actually, it's got the order commitment counter on it, and you get to you can see it going. Boom, there goes one. Boom, boom, there goes two. Boom, boom. They got the real time. As soon as your payment's accepted, boom, one drops off, and there were plenty that I figured, yeah, there's not a problem, as far as quantity goes. But then I went and looked at it about 10 minutes before the time period where it closed, and they were down to a half a dozen of each color. There's 4 different colors of them, 5 different colors of them. There's about a half a dozen of each, 5 here, 6 there, 7 on that one, 3 on that one, kind of, just as they were closing them out. So I didn't get a chance to watch it to the end, but I bet you most of them are gone, At the deal they were giving, it was, yeah, they're going to go fast. But I would have loved to add that bugger. That thing looked, and it had an old style saddle seat on it. And I go, oh, that'd be so comfy on my no butt, I got no butt. See, that's the thing is now with this Coleman, when you get home, I found the paperwork right in the back of the truck.
Mhm.
The owner's manual shot. I haven't looked online. I'm sure we could get it online, Yeah, electronic version.
Well, I noticed it was full of water that they had them on there.
Hanging outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other day when I was over there picking that tire up, I was looking at everything that was out there. They even have a $6,000 ATV sitting out there, and all of its paperwork sitting there in a Ziploc bag that's open, hanging off the side of it, and it's got about 1.5 inches of water in it. And it's like, you bloody morons. Why would you even put something like that there? Have the paperwork for that indoors. They look at it out there, they come in, they ask questions about it. You could say, here's the manual and the information. But you can't leave that out there. Come on. So, but I found it, and it's got a little toolkit in there. That's a whole new definition of Chinese toolkits.
Yeah, I peeked at the tools, and it's like, yeah, I'll make my own.
Junk. I can put a foundry together and home founder tools that are better than that out of aluminum. I mean, they were terrible. But there's 2 little bolts we got to take out, nut and bolts, one on either side of the seat, because it won't let you lift the front of the seat up. You just can't do anything, get under that seat without taking those 2 small, they're tiny. I think it's a 8 mm metric. That's tiny. They're little bolts, but they're a pain to get to. And that VIN, the VIN number plate is mounted on a cross member on the frame about that far below the seat.
Oh, okay.
I can take my flashlight and I can see it in there. There's that big long VIN number. I even tried my magnifying glass. Can I see it with it? There's about 5 of them damn numbers you cannot make out. And it's right in the middle of that big long VIN number. It's like, yeah, you're screwed. You can't see it unless you take the seat off. Then it's right there. No problem. Take a notepad, write it down. It's right there. But oh no, they had to mount that under the seat. I was so thrilled when you said it should be up on the yoke, and I thought, well, the motorcycles I owned, that's where it was.
Yeah,
it was
on the
right on the vertical pipe. for the front fork yoke,
Yeah.
where you mount the yoke. Well, I'm out there. I'm just thrilled. I'm gonna go grab it off of there. It ain't there, and it's like, why wouldn't it be? And I'm looking over the whole thing, and then I go, oh no, no, no! I could just barely see it under that seat, and I got in there and looked. And there it is. Them
So that
shits.
well, that does
Naju Kui, good to see you.
remind me of a modification I saw someone do on one of those bikes.
Uh-huh.
On that back, so they had taken those screws out, and they put two of those little squash, like egg-shaped springs, like they have on the main
Oh,
bobber seat.
yeah.
It's like, we'll see.
I don't think it's necessary.
That seat's got quite a bit of cushion to it.
Yeah, and you're really not getting up to any kind of speed where you're going to be hammering, bum, 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 bum.
No, and
That-
those tires are so
Yeah,
fast.
and that's it. Is you can
they act like suspension.
you can just lighten up the air pressure and get enough cushion on those tires without worrying about injuring the tire. That'll give you all kinds of cushiness. Those are nice tires. I love the tires on that bike. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure those tanks that you bought, how that will mount to that frame. I'm thinking we might have to fabricate something.
Well, because there's those two diagonal that come down.
Yeah,
Just
but your
underneath the
frame
back.
on that comes around and then it comes in at an angle, about a 45-degree angle.
Right, and I was
It's-
thinking on the 45, if we put them low on the 45, so it's like down. Like
Yeah.
by,
We'll have to look at it when it's all here, and
we'll figure.
but even if we got to fabricate a little bit, I got a couple ideas about how we could fab it so that it, and it's the matter. The biggest concern is making sure to get that mounting hole where when you lock it in, it's at the right spot.
Right.
Yeah, you can't just throw that shit on there and say, oh, it'll go in the right spot once we get this shit on there. No, that's not the way it works. You're gonna have to have the tank on that.
Yeah,
and then
what I
and then
figured is
line it up.
I'll have the assembly all on the tank. We get the tank lined up and put the U-bolt on.
Right. And
to find
then
out where we are, and magic marker is like,
Yeah.
now that's where we're gonna bolt it.
you were saying, to get rid of the orangeness of the tanks, wrap it with some some wrap, All of a sudden the light came on. I'm going, you could do that with the whole frame.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about, is the frame. I was going to do a wrap on the frame.
You could do the whole frame and the tanks. You could even do the tanks.
Because
Just do the wrap on the tanks. Because I seen that last summer out at the camp. Somebody that had those tanks, but they had them on their Rubicon, and they wrapped them. They used barrel wrap for camouflaging a gun. That's what they used on their fuel tanks. Those little narrow buggers that mount on the Rubicon. But the way his Rubicon was rigged up, son of a bitch, you could drive that thing to the top of Everest and back. That thing had everything. I think it had a total of 6 of those flat tanks on it. It was pretty cool.
Well, I ordered 3 tanks. I figured we'll put 2 mounts, but there's 2 gas tanks I ordered, and then I ordered a water tank that's the same size.
Oh.
So
yeah.
So it depends on how far you plan on going, and it's like, have some water with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you were talking about the saddlebags. They go over the tail end of the seat and then over the top of those tanks, eh?
Yeah. Well, and what I thought is I'd put it over the framing that's underneath the seat, because that moves around.
You're going to have to cut holes in it for the seat mount.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. That's a wear spot for your saddlebags to tear up over time. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking right over
Pick it
the
up.
seat. I was thinking right over the seat
Well,
and
to
over
do
the
that
tanks.
too, yeah.
And because it's not thick, you know.
No, it's just
So,
canvas
yeah.
saddlebag.
So,
Just something to haul some stuff with, or
and then two, you can just grab it, take it off.
Right.
You could hang it in a tree or whatever, you know. You could just grab it, take it off of there. Where if you have it under the seat, you'll never get it out of there.
Right.
Without disassembling the damn seat. That pissed me off that there was no way to flip the seat up. There's no way to flip that seat up. I'm looking at the front, and it's just a clip that slides under a cross member in the frame. It's like a double prong plastic, heavy plastic clip that
it
goes
tucks
under
in
there.
the front and then tips
And
back.
then you push the back down and run the bolts in. But I thought, isn't there some way to just release that clip so that you can pop it? That's a design error, man. They should have that, because where the mounts are in the back, you could at least lift the seat high enough that you could put a toolkit under there or see the damn VIN number.
Well, I'll have to look at L&M. Might be able to find a couple of those, the pins with the spring cotter to replace those bolts if it's all the way through. If it's quick release.
That's not a bad idea.
Just
get those bolts out of there. Get the right size pin cotter for it, pin cotter combination, and then put a spare set somewhere on the bike in case one gets lost or something. That would be sweet, because you could just pop those and then the seat comes up and off. Like that. I like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. And yeah, L&M, they got every all the way up to goddamn 3/4 inch pins and cotters, down to these tiny little itty bitty buggers, So I think we could find a set that would fit those bolt holes perfect, because they're not threaded. There's a nut on the inside under the seat and a bolt head on the outside.
Right. So it's just a flange with a hole in it.
Yeah, it's just a hole going through the frame and the seat,
So yeah, you get a pin, maybe a washer, and then that one of those spring cotter release pins.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
It'll be good to go.
Very simple, straightforward, and easy to
we'll
work
redneck
with.
it.
We'll redneck that bugger into something. It'll be a something. It'll be a something. Don't be a something. Yeah, we want this to be a something. I'm looking forward to maybe next summer. I can see me taking my telescopic fishing gear, and strapping it to the ass end of that thing and heading towards Iron River and fishing a couple of those little lakes and the Namakogan River on a scooter. What the fuck? Why not?
And I was thinking about that. This winter. If brother's coming up to get his mixer out of the shed, we move stuff around. With getting that mixer out of the shed.
Oh yeah. There'll be
move
more
some stuff
room
around. Then during the winter, can order one of those trailer hitch platform. The luggage rack.
Well, that's what's going on my trailer next spring.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, for the receiver of your pickup or whatever. You do what you want. But I've already got those plans. I got a fabricator here in town that's going to make it for me.
Oh, okay.
He actually stopped and looked at the trailer yesterday, and he said, "Sweet." He says, "The frame under your trailer," he says, "we're going to go with plate steel, and we're going to attach it to the framework of the back from the tires back, and then the receiver hitch will bolt into that plate steel, and the receiver is only going to stick out about a half inch from the back end, the ass end of the trailer, so that when I drop my trailer door, the receiver's nowhere's in the way." And then I'm going to buy a slide-in luggage rack, and he'll fab me 2 ramps that'll be hinged that stand up on the ends, because the length of the ramp that I priced is the length of the bike. If it had 2 ramps on it that popped up. So it had 2 vertical ramps that the bike's in between. You could strap it down horizontally and laterally to those 2 standing ramps. And you get to wherever you're going, you drop the one at the front of the bike, zip her down, go do your riding around, come back, drop the other one down, zip the bike back up on it, fold the ramps up, and off you go. I said, yeah. And I measured the bike, measured the asset of my trailer. It won't in any way, none of that will in any way impede my taillights. Right. So it's just to die for. It's just, so I could boondock. I could head up to the Barrens and boondock for a few days, and I could go just trail bobbing, berry picking and shit, Yeah. Lots of things, that a person
and
can
having those
do.
saddle bags on there, you got somewhere to put your berries. And
Yeah.
Chaga, and ride out there.
Oh, for chaga hunting.
You can haul a lot of chaga in a couple of bags.
Well, I can get, you can't go off trail with that.
Right.
Not unless you want to pay $289 is the fine. But there's some old logging access roads that you would be allowed to drive that down. But even people on ATVs aren't using them. But up by Cornucopia, there's a spot there, literally got about 12 miles of old Forest Service road in there that's abandoned. You can't drive down. But you could ride that scooter through there, no problem. And it's prime chaga country. Oh, my God, that's prime chaga. Oh, I never even thought of that. Oh, my God. Chaga Hunter. I'll have to get a jacket that says Chaga Hunter on the back or something. Because most people don't even know what the hell you're talking about when you say you're a chaga hunter, Yeah. I sure pray that all this business with me gets resolved in the next 2.5 months, and I got a good next year to look forward to. There's so many neat things that can be done, That wood splitter, by the way, I figured it out. This guy told me, he says, you want me to build you a folding 10-foot ramp for your pickup truck? He said, your box, you got a 5.5-foot box. I can build a ramp that when it's folded together is only about 4 inches wide. And he says that I can make it as wide as your Jenny. And the footprint of that log splitter it's actually narrower than my Jenny. He says, you could roll that wood splitter up in your truck, put a panel between it and the front of the box, just have it laying there. You don't need it when you're hauling it. Strap it in, and then wheel your Jenny into the box, strap that to the side, close the tailgate, take off out to the woods with your electric chainsaw, buck up a bunch of great firewood, and split it right on site, and just keep filling your box. You split it right up on the box. Stack the wood up on the tailgate, walk up the ramp, stack the wood on the tailgate, walk up there, and split it, and just keep pushing it in the box until it's full. And you just put that divider between the splitter and the wood, and you fill it up to the top of your box. And your splitter and Jenny got their own spot at the tail end, but the rest of the box all full of split wood. You don't even have to split it when you get home. You do it right there in the field. Yeah. Thank you. How much do I owe you for that idea? Because that Jenny's so damn quiet and the splitter's so damn quiet. I could be out in the woods with that electric chainsaw. Nobody'd even know that I'm there until they see me come out with a truckload of firewood. Split, ready to stack. Son of a bee. Yeah, I told him, I said, I really like that. Thank you very frickin' much. That's a good idea, you know, because eventually we'll run out of the wood we've got,
Right.
and yeah, shit, I could spend a whole weekend, do a couple days of doing that, and shit, I'd have a 1 to 2 cords of wood that we could have put up, just by taking a couple trips out to the Barrens, man. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was a good idea. I like that. the And it's like he said, and I said, "You're speaking my mind." He says, "That's God willing that everything goes okay with you. That you'll be able to get out there and do those things." I said, "I've got too many interesting things that are potentially there for next year." Now I find out that Travis down at Black Lake, talking with him yesterday, he's got literally this summer, he's got or not this summer, next summer, he has literally a month that he can't be there to host. And his trailer won't be there because he's got to take his trailer with him. And so there'll be no host at Black Lake for a full month. Well, that creates issues because the firewood vendor, have nobody there to make sure people aren't stealing all his firewood and the money in the pay box. And then and then they got nobody to do reservations or anything. So the Forest Service, our region now only has 3 people working where they had 6 last year. So these guys are just, you got rangers. We've got literally the second in command for our region going around mowing all the campgrounds because they can't do their regular duties. They got no one out there to mow. There's nobody to do that. And I told him, Travis, I wish I didn't have to go through the surgery this summer, because I would have told him, give me a rig, a trailer, and a 0-turn mower, and I'll mow all your campgrounds. That's all I'll do is go around and mow. I'll set them up on a rotating schedule. And Travis said, oh, they'd love that shit. You volunteered to do all that? Yeah. But what he's saying is next year, he's got 1 whole month that he's going to be gone. And they haven't figured out what they're going to do about that, the Forest Service. And he said, their only requirement is that if you host, you have to host at least a 30-day window.
Right.
You don't have to do the whole season or nothing. But they don't want to go through their expense and logistics to set you up for less than 30 days. And he said, I know you're doing road trips next year, but can you kind of schedule those before and after that window and come and host Black Lake for a month? I said, well, you know what? That's kind of mixing the best of both worlds for next year. Because one thing I can do is I could take the scooter with me down for that month, because that's a no ATV campground. However, if you're under the supervision of the Forest Service, you can run an ATV or a motorized non-street vehicle within the campground doing your campground duties. Nobody else can, but you can. Oh yeah, I could take the scooter down there and I can patrol the campground without walking the whole damn thing. That's a big campground. That's almost 3/4 of a mile long, that campground with 30 campsites, and 7 bathrooms and a public beach. And yeah, I told him, yeah, let's talk when we around spring, I'll see what's coming up in the future, But so I might get to host for a month next year. And the nice thing about it is, I can make day trips back home each week, like I was doing last year. Yeah, midweek, head back home, check on everything, haul the mail in, do this and that, mow the lawn here, zip back down there, and or just spend one night at home, one full night, head down the next morning. Yeah, I think I could do a month. Yeah, along with my little road trips. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, Lordy, I don't know why tonight, but I feel really good, but my butt don't. Even with my comfy life pillow, my butt's a little stiff. So I think we're going to wrap it up right now, and then hope to see everybody on Thursday around the campfire. That'll be when if I have an update, I'll give it to you. And we're just going to hang around the campfire Thursday night, have a good time chatting. So with that, we're going to wrap it up, guys. And I'll see you Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay outdoors. I told you so. So I'm going to grab that little sweetheart on the porch and dance my way out of here, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.
There you go.